Hi there, welcome back to another sewing tutorial. My name is Emame and thank you so much for stopping by. In today's video, I'll be showing you how I made this lovely blouse here. It has an underbust gathered effect and I attach buttons to the center back. Now you can wear it with the shoulders down this way or you raise the shoulders up and wear it straight. So you see how it looks. Please do well to watch this video to the end. Like, share, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and let's get on with the tutorial. So I'm going to begin by drafting out a pattern for this. You can most definitely cut it out freehand, but because of the darts that are going to be closing, no dart was sewn on that blouse. And also I'm working with very limited fabric. And the fabric I'm working with is very difficult to work with. It is a silk fabric. That is why I decided to use a pattern paper to cut it out first so that everything is just a bit easier for me. So from the top I have my starting line. Next I have from that starting line downwards my chest line, shoulder to bust point, shoulder to underbust, shoulder to waistline. Now the waistline is actually 17 inches, but then I increased it by 3 inches, so I have 20 inches there because I want it long. I don't want it very cropped. Now on the starting line and the chest line, I'm marking the shoulder to shoulder divided by 2 and I'll connect this point. You don't even need that line. Next, I'll go ahead and mark the neck width, which is 3 inches. And then I just measure from the shoulder to chest line. You actually don't need this, so I'll skip this part. You don't need any armhole, you don't need any shoulder slant. I'll leave that for now. So I'll go over to mark out the dots. On the bust point line, I'll mark the nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, which is 3.75 inches. I will mark that from bust point down to waistline and connect it with a straight line. Going over to the waistline, I'm going to mark half inch on both sides of that line and then I'll slant this up to the bust point. Next, I'll go ahead and mark the body circumference measurement. On the chest line, I'm marking the bust circumference divided by 4. On the waistline, waist circumference divided by 4 and replacing the dart intake of 1 inch. And then I'll connect the points together on the side. Now on the bust point line, I'm going to mark down 1.25 inches, which is the value for the bust dart, and I'll slant this to the bust point where the other dart is meeting. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a little allowance. I'm adding an allowance of 1.5 inches from the chest straight down to the waistline. Coming back to the center front, on the under bust line, I'm going to mark upwards 2 inches. And then from these 2 inches, I'll curve it to blend into the under bust line into the side seam. So you can see the way I placed my ruler to just blend it nicely. So this has divided our top into two parts, the top part and the waist. Now I'm just marking the parts that we have our darts, our bust dart and our waist dart so that it is more visible. Now I'll come over to the neckline and then connect the neck width of 3 inches down to that 2 inches above the under bust line at the center front. So that is the neckline, okay? So now we're going to close this bust dart and waist dart because no dart has been sewn on this blouse. So to do that, I'll first of all measure the shoulder and mark the midpoint, and then I'll draw out a new line. So we have our mid shoulder line now, and then I'll go ahead and close my waist dart first. So I'll pick one, place it on top of the other one of the lines, and then I'm going to just use my pins to hold it down because I don't have a sellotape right now. Now I'm going to go over to the bust dart and then I'll do the same thing. I'll pick one of the lines, place it over the other, use my pins to seal it up. And after doing that, you're going to notice that the bulk of closing these darts have moved to the body of the pattern. Now I'm just going to trim off the waist and then the side. I'll stop just where I have the bust dart, then I'll come over to the shoulder and slash this line that I drew at the mid shoulder to stop at the bust point where the other two dots met as well. And once that mid shoulder line has been slashed, you can see that the pattern relaxes nicely. So our bust dart and waist dart has basically been transferred to the mid shoulder position. Now go ahead and cut out the neckline, and I'm also going to divide the top from the waist. So I'll place this waist part aside so that we can work on the top part that has the ruche, the elastic, and the little pleats. Okay, so from the side seam there, I'm going to add 10 extra inches to it. That's going to be the extra for the pleats, and then I'll follow that side seam line up to the shoulder. And instead of adding 10 inches, I'm going to add 8 inches because the value of the dart from that mid shoulder, that space we have there, is already an extra space, has already added extra allowance to that shoulder part. So I'm going to add only 8 inches instead of 10 inches. And then I'll connect the side down this way. And then I'll go ahead and curve out a little armhole or a little underarm curve. So I'm marking upwards 3 inches and inwards 3 inches. and I'll just blend those points together with a nice curve. So you can just pay attention to what I am doing if what I'm saying is confusing you. Now this is what I have here after drafting out the front pattern. So this under part here is going to be pleated to the underbust on the waist, and then the shoulder is going to be ruched with an elastic. Now I'll move over to draft out the back. So from the top I have a starting line of 0.5 inches, and then from that starting line I have my shoulder to chest line, I have the shoulder to waistline. Now shoulder to waistline in front was 20 inches, but now because of the presence of our bust dart in front, which is 1.25 inches, I've just subtracted that 1.25 inches from the 20 inches. So I marked 18.75 inches for the back waist length. Okay, now I'm just marking in what 1 inch for my center back. So there's going to be a button, not a so that 1 inch allowance at the center back is just going to serve as a seam allowance and also a little overlap allowance for the button. Now we don't really need any measurement for the top part, so I'll just skip that and then I'll come over to mark my dart. So I've marked the bust span measurement divided by 2 on the waistline, and then I went above the waistline by 6 inches, and I'm going to mark 0.5 inches on both sides of that line for the dart, and I'll connect it this way. So this is just a basic dart. Now I'll come over and mark a neck width of 3 inches just like I did for the front, and this is going to slant down to the chest line or below the chest line. It depends on how low you want your center back to be. So moving on, I'm going to mark the bust circumference divided by 4 on the chest line, waist circumference divided by 4 on waistline, replace that intake of 1 inch and connect the points together on the side. Now I'm going to take off this dart by going in by the 1 inch dart intake and slanting this up to the chest line, and I'm going to cut this off without that extra dart intake allowance on the side seam. So I'm just removing the dart from the side by, it's just like I didn't add any dart to this back pattern. Basically it's just like there's no dart there. Now I'm just going to go ahead and mark where the front stops around the under bust, so that I can have the same thing when I want to join the front and back together on the side seam. I can have them matching perfectly together. So I brought in the front pattern and I placed it on the back so that I can mark exactly where the underbust starts from. Okay, where the waist down starts from. After marking that point, I'm going to draw out a straight line from the center back into the side seam. And now this is just like the under bust line, but you know there is no bust behind, or there's no under bust line behind at our back. So but let's just call this the under bust line. And then I'm going to slant my neck width from the 3 inches neck width I have at the top down to this new under bust line, and the underbust line is about 12.5 inches, by the way. So this is it for the center back. Now I'm going to move over to the side, and I forgot to add side seam sewing allowance to my back pattern. So please don't forget yours. I didn't remember until I was done sewing completely. Now just like I did for the front, I'm going to extend this underbust line by 10 inches. That's going to serve as allowance for the pleats, and then I'm going to take this straight up to the shoulder and also extend the shoulder by 10 inches, because like the fronts that were extended by 8 inches, there was an extra space created by that mid shoulder dart. But here there's no mid shoulder dart here, so I'm going to extend the underbust line and the shoulder line equally by 10 inches. And then after connecting those points, I'm going to make a little curve, 3 inches upwards, 3 inches inwards, and then connect the points together. And I'll go ahead and cut it out. So you can see what we have here. We've separated the top from the waist for our back piece as well. And now that top part is going to be pleated into the waist along the underbust line. Now I'm bringing the front and the back pieces, place them together. This is all we have cut out. So to move on, I'm going to join the shoulders of the front and the back together, because they're going to be cut out as one long piece. So I'm going to place the center back and the center front together along the same line, and I'm just going to use my pins to seal it up. So you can use your sellotape or you use a gum to just seal it up together along the top. Okay, so make sure that you're not taking in any excess allowance. You know that I still have my half inch at the top for the front and the back, the half-inch allowance of for the starting line. So that is what I placed on top of the other to seal it up. So this is the fabric I'm making use of. This is Duchess silk, and I used about 2 yards of it, I think, in total to make this style. So I placed my fabric on a fold, and I placed my pattern flat open on the fabric, and I'm just going to add half inch of allowance all around everywhere and cut this out. So I'm cutting out two pieces because one is going to be for the left side and the other for the right side. Now, after cutting everything out, I'm just going to notch the shoulder points along the center and along the side. And this is what I have after joining the front and the back and cutting it out together. So I'll go ahead and cut out the waist part for the front and the back. So I'll place my fabric on fold again, and then I'm going to bring the front waist and the back waist pattern, place it on the folded edge. Make sure that the center front is directly on the folded edge. I'm going to add half inch of allowance to the lower part and then to the under bust and cut it out. And for the back as well, I'm just going to place it along the center back, add half inch to the hem and to the top and cut this out. And then I'm going to divide the center back into two. So I'm going to also notch this center back because it looks the same, it's just like a square. So I'll notch the center back to know exactly where that is so that I can differentiate the parts. Now to start sewing, I'm going to bring in our top pieces. I'll open it up so I can start with the front part. So for the left and the right side, and then I'm going to bring the underbust to waist, and I'm going to run a gather stitch along the top piece, and I'm going to gather it up so that it can fit the space of this underbust. So I'll do that to the two pieces of the top, but before I do that, I'm going to turn in the center front and the side. So these open edges, I'll try to finish it up neatly. You can go ahead and weave it, or you can fold it in twice on itself, but I'll use a bias to neatly turn in the edges before I run the gather stitch and attach it to the underbust. So the same thing for the back part as well. I'm going to just sew a gather stitch and gather it up to fit this waist part for our back piece. At this point, I had turned in the raw edges with my bias, the center and the side. You can see how they look. And I've also sewn my gather stitch and gathered it up to fit the space I want it to fit along the underbust. Okay, so to attach these two pieces together, you remember that from the underbust down to the waist I added 1.5 inches for the side seam sewing allowance. So to attach these two pieces together, I'm going to go ahead and place the center of one of the top pieces along the center of this waist piece at the underbust line there, and then I'll pin the sides together as well. I'll go ahead and place them right sides together. I'll pin the other one as well, and then I'll sew from one edge to one edge. Please just pay attention to what I'm doing because it seems like I don't know how to talk today. So I'm just going to sew along this underbust here, and then I'll do the same thing to the back piece. I'll place them right sides together. Along the center back, I'm going to leave that 1 inch of center back allowance that I added for the button. So I'll leave that outside. Half inch is going to be used as a sewing allowance, and half inch is going to be used as the button overlap allowance. At this point, I was done attaching the pieces together, as you can see. So I'll go ahead and turn them in with my lining. So I cut out identical pieces of the waist for the front and the back pieces. I cut them out the same way for the lining, and I use the same fabric to cut it out. So I'm going to start with the front. I'll bring in the lining piece for the front, and then I'm going to place the right side of the lining on the wrong side of this other piece. So just look at what I've done. I folded everything inside, and then I'm going to place the right side of the lining on top of it, and I'll sew along the underbust and along the waist. I left the two sides open so that I can turn it over, I can turn it out from there after sewing. So what I have just done for the front part, I'm going to do for these back pieces. But then I need buttonholes for my back piece. I decided to use loops as my buttonhole. So I just folded a bias this way, sewed the bias, and then I'm just cutting out little strips of about 1 inch and fold them in to have a loop so that I can attach them to one part of the center back. So that's going to serve as my buttonhole. And then I'll go ahead and turn in the lining. So this is it here after turning in the lining. I'm sorry I didn't show it in detail. So the next thing to do is to attach our elastic. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where the shoulder line is, because it is directly on that shoulder line that the elastic is going to be sewn on. So you can make use of an elastic thread to ruche the top. So you're going to wind this around your ruler, put this in your shuttle, put this under your machine, and then you sew with a normal thread on top. or you can make use of this small elastic band to sew it. So this is what I eventually used. I used this little elastic band, so you drag it while sewing, and then it is going to ruche up that shoulder line. And then after doing that, I'm just going to join the sides together, so you can see how the elastic is after I attached it. I tried using the elastic thread at first, but it did not ruche up as much as I wanted, so I had to go in with this elastic band, this mini elastic band, because you can control how that one stretches, so you can drag it as much as you want, and it's going to get the job done. Okay, so this is what I have after shaping the sides as well. I sewed from the little curve I did there along the underarm down to the waist, and this is everything. Lastly, I'm going to insert my buttons to the center back so that I can button it up. You can see I've already inserted that off camera. So this is everything for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've been able to learn something at least. Please do well to like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I hope to see you in my next one. And if you have any questions as well, please do well to drop it in the comments. I'll be so happy to respond. Thank you so much for watching once again. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.